Here we at the real word. How y'all doing?
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Welcome to the 4th season, the 25th episode of The Real Word. Shout out to everybody that's been watching.
You show them the plaque, though, man.
Oh, word. Hold on. I'll be right back.
You didn't show them the plaque, though. I don't think...
He bugging, though.
He didn't show them the plaque, though, man. Like, you know, we got to start because apparently that's what the kids want to see, so...
So, yo, shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting the whole Real Word Ministries, the whole Real Word TV. Shout out to everybody that follows us on YouTube and Instagram. Shout out to everybody that's listens to us on SoundCloud, guys. This is because of you. Shout out to everybody that ever donated to us on GoFundMe, the Real Word Ministries at GoFundMe. This is for you.
Shout out to the people, man.
Shout out to God, yo. This is for you because without you guys, I couldn't have done this, and we couldn't have done this, and the Real Word could not have done this. So, real talk, you know, we did 135 turkeys. Shout out to everybody that donated. Shout out to everybody that gave out the turkeys. Shout out to all the people that supported. Shout out to all the people that supported all the things that we've done so far and throughout the years. This was our 3rd annual turkey drive. We trying to get this toy drive going too now. So shout out to everybody that came out to the coat and clothing drive Saturday. We gave over 500 articles of clothing.
You know, for real, he did that. He was like,
in church, bro.
Really Brooklyn in there, man.
Yo, what's really crazy, bro, that whole day was live. Like, shout out to Stefan. He's my AV and cameraman. The video gonna be dropping soon. I spit the sermon because last week, there was a guy that came on the show. His name was Jeremiah, so he called himself Jeremiah the prophet, like the prophet Jeremiah of the Bible. And he drove all the way from Philly just to come on the show. And we was like, wow, that's crazy.
He said it was his first time doing the show, bro. First time. He was like, he never did a podcast before, and he was like, something just told him to come out here to Brooklyn.
Word.
From Philly.
And then it was like, yo, he was like, I'm Jeremiah the prophet. Like, I'm named Jeremiah. I'm like, I'm going to be the prophet. He was, and I looked at your show. I looked at everything that you guys were doing. I wanted to see if it was real. So I pulled up like, yeah, these dudes are official. These dudes is real. And shout out to him because we real.
I'm thinking back on it, like, he came out of nowhere, bro. Like, you know how when we do the show, sometimes we don't really think how many people it's reaching.
Yeah,
but it's reaching a lot of people. And
Facebook is big, bro. It reaches a lot of people, trust me.
I didn't even think like that. And
he found us on Instagram, though.
Never met him in our life.
And he promoted the show hard. Like, he cut up the videos, he promoted it, and he used it to promote himself, too, at the same time.
And he's doing a ladies movement.
Yeah.
Whereas, I think they had a queen. They was giving out turkeys, too, that very same day.
No, they gave out, I think, clothes out the same day that we gave out clothes. Yeah. He had a clothing drive and a coat drive, the same thing. Yeah, last week.
I gotta praise y'all kings. But introduce yourself, man. One of the kings out here.
Alright, well, my name is Fredens, Villiere. You already know me. It's my 3rd time on the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Regular. We just here to talk to y'all while we talk, you know? So what's the topic today, Rick?
We could talk a little bit about everything that's been going on, you know. We have this whole king movement, you know, where black men is respecting themselves and doing what they gotta do. And one hashtag I use a lot on Instagram is black business, because this is a black business, a legitimate business, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We are 501c3. We got the LLC, the real estate investment company, and you know, we got this television production company now, an award-winning television show. You know,
things that people don't really, you know, tell you about or go for. Like the world is right now interested in our show.
Yeah, facts. Even on the website, like, you know, I got the Google Analytics, and so far for the website, over 1,400 people have visited from 96 different countries. So that's the analytics on the website so far. Yeah, and shout out to YouTube. We finally got over 1,000 subscribers, so we finally got monetization. You know, if you guys helped us to hit a couple million, then we could start making a couple millions, and we could really help people.
Less is more, man. There's plenty of us, man. You know, there ain't that much real people out there that really appreciate stuff like this.
That's a fact.
Like, we just telling them how to raise their game, or in the sense of our mistakes. We just telling them real stories that are not made to be entertaining, but we're entertaining anyway. Like, tell them a story, Fredens. I don't know. That's the real though. There's stories that we know that they can't even hear, like statute of limitations. But,
oh man.
how you feel about the King's movement, man? How do you feel about, you have a son and a daughter. Tell us about how you feel about raising the house, man.
Bro, it's tough, man. It's tough. You gotta. It's hard.
I hear that. You ain't lying.
It's not easy, bro. But you just gotta make sure you do what you gotta do.
It's kind of new into this life, You was raising me since Lowe's days, man.
Shout out to Lowe's.
284.
Shout out to Lowe's, bro. We got
Shout out
stories
to
for days at Lowe's, bro.
Listen, it's a good corporation,
Lowe's
but
food right here, bro.
they gotta talk about how they treat their employees, man.
We came a long way though. Like all three of us, and I'm gonna keep it real. Lowe's was my first decent paying job. Like I caught my first
Facts.
foreign while working at Lowe's. But you did too, bro.
Facts.
Facts.
Started at young.
and Beamers, bro. Like we was doing our thing back then. So
Shoot,
it was what it was, It gave us that good foundation where we could plant our feet and go
I ain't
other
gonna
places.
hold you,
You
no,
go
but
higher from there.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was a game, though, in the sense of how the work life was. Like, how we was just talking about it, Javier.
Bro.
Javier, well, we're not going to say his last name, but you know who he is.
You know who you are.
But in that aspect, there's snakes at the workplace, man. People that will really try to get you fired to protect themselves or get clout.
But it's not even about protection, bro. Sometimes it's stupid stuff. Like,
It's not even
you don't even
worth
get it. You
Yeah.
don't even got substance to it. It's just
Some crazy people out
snake
there,
people.
man.
Being snakes.
Wow.
Shout out to Jocelyn. That was
This guy say all the names tonight.
I'm putting people on blast out here,
Memorable
man.
mentions.
Wow.
I'm putting people on blast, man.
This guy said all the names. I mean,
Putting people on blast. They can hit up my Facebook if they got a problem.
yeah, man. But like one thing I liked about Lowe's is that it showed you the value of hard work. Like I remember even working overnight while going to school. And like a lot of people, tell me this till this day, they're like, yo, like we used to see you at Lowe's and you was doing your thing, you used to sag your pants and you were like, yo, I'm like this, but I go to school, and no one really took you seriously in that sense, because you was like, I was a young dude, like I used to be young, reckless, I used to do whatever I wanted to do at the time without thinking, you understand what I'm saying?
I used
So,
to
like,
do the same.
yeah.
I didn't really know what I was in Lowe's for other than, making money.
Yeah.
It was just like, they were
It's
telling me,
a job, bro.
yeah.
Yeah. But then, in a sense, it built character because, it showed me hard work, like, provide for myself. Like, I moved out of my parents' crib while working at Lowe's. And then eventually, like, I graduated. And when I graduated, like, I remember, bro, the night before my graduation, I had asked the supervisor for the night off. I'm like, yo, I can't work tomorrow. She was like, why? I'm like, yo, I'm graduating from college. Like, you graduated from college.
Yeah,
Like,
she tried
Negro,
to play
please.
you.
Like,
She tried to
and I'm
play
like,
you.
yo, like I got college graduation tomorrow, and if I work tonight, I'm gonna be real tired. It's like I won't be able to function at graduation. She's like, oh, all right. And you know what she did? She wrote me up a couple days before, so if I called out, I would have got fired. So I had no choice but to work from 9 to 6 a.m.
And that's when
and,
jobs start to feel like slavery.
yeah, bro. But then like.
It's great.
This is what it is, man. God's good. I made it through that situation, and eventually they,
That's not like the black entrepreneur business, man. I tell you, because this sense of, I feel like you gotta raise them at the same time. Like I feel like none of these jobs were trying to raise our game in this aspect. They just told you what to do.
Bro, these jobs ain't care about you, man. Cause
Yeah, like
let's be real. The minute something happens to you, you're expendable.
yeah,
Like
they clip you real
they
quick.
got 10 of yous waiting.
ain't
10
no
applications
love out
waiting,
there
so-
with that type of.
It's just like at the job when they when they used to tell us if we drive the machines, if we hit something, then they'll give us a drug test, and if we pass the drug test, then we get to stay. But if we fail the drug test, we have to go, because then they can say we was high. Bet it was people that would hit stuff take the drug test, pass the drug test, and still get fired.
Yep. I didn't understand that. I never understood that.
I remember one time I didn't even hit nothing, but they claimed they see me on camera hit something. I said, okay, so show me. They didn't want to show me. I said, okay, cool. They said, yo, you gotta take a drug test. I said, all right, cool. They was like, he seems too comfortable with it. I said, all right, cool. So I took the drug test one time, the first time. Come find out, there was something, there was a mistake. You gotta take a second one. First off, if I took the first one, if I failed, you wouldn't even be asking me to take the second one. You would have just fired me.
Exactly.
So that leads me to know that I passed the first one.
They just switched it up.
They just want to give you a second one to see if they could catch you slipping.
Twice, bro.
And why they gunning for us, man?
I don't know.
It's like it's a psychological game too. They don't tell you that they're gonna gun for you, or they don't even care about you. A lot of times they just pretend to.
And they want you to respect it.
Yeah, like respect their fakeness. Like like it's not that. That's what the Instagram looks like, you know, actors.
It's crazy. It's crazy you say that, man.
And people don't want to see the real because they're like, it's not that entertaining or whatever.
But let me tell you some crazy story, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you about a dude that you went to high school with him too.
Okay.
He used to be on the football team.
Mm-hmm.
All of that. Son was doing business. He worked in the city a couple times. While I'm at work, I run into him because I work by Wall Street, like, you know where you see me at.
Mm-hmm.
Seen him a few times, bro. I go on the news, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I see, son? He getting arrested.
For what?
He went on a wild spree, going crazy. He gun bust some guy in the head.
What?
No, I'm telling you, bro. He gun bust some dude in the head. They got him on video doing all this. He was walking behind a woman talking about this is absurd. This is unbelievable. Some bro.
So what, he snapped?
Nobody knows. All we know is now he's locked up and he's going through the system or whatever. But my point that I'm trying to make is people put up a front
Mm-hmm.
and they make it seem like everything is good. Cause bro, if you go on this dude's page, all you see, he's promoting his business.
Yeah.
He's promoting good stuff. You know what I mean? Like
But the
positive
backside of things is
you don't know what's really going on. You just seen what he putting up.
that's most of these
You know
people,
what
and
I'm
then they taking advice from these
And
people.
bro, he was a financial advisor, bro. He keeps saying, like, at one point, a lot of the stuff that he was talking about made sense. Like, he's talking about you gotta step outside the comfort zone and you gotta try new things, which is all true. But
And we know him?
no, Purcell, bro. He was in the football team. Like, if you go on Facebook right now and look it up, he'll pop up, bro.
Mm.
I'm telling you.
Like on the news and everything.
Yeah. Like, they got him on video, bro. He had a hoodie on. The minute you see the video, if you know him, you're gonna be like, yeah.
That's
him.
him.
Yeah, because you know him. But, you know what it looks like.
Damn, they got another one. Like,
I'm telling you, even the word that the lady said that he was screaming when he was following her,
It sounds like
that
stuff
sounds like
that
him.
he
That's
would say.
yeah, bro. Yo, it's not funny, but when I heard that part, I laughed because I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
it's like really life. Like that's right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was talking to these dudes at work the other day, and they said that everyone is 1 second away from going crazy, from losing their mind. Everybody's like one catastrophe. Like, say for example,
That's scary.
like some. I don't want to say the things out loud, you know, but like one bad thing happened, and then everything just.
It's like a slippery slope.
Yeah. So like every day, bro, every day on earth is a blessing, bro. Like that's why you gotta humble yourself and just, you
Do
know.
better, man.
Yeah.
Do better. Raise game.
I believe that, man.
Raise game, man.
Like sometimes I'll be happy just to make it through the week. Sometimes I'm like, yo, like, thank God, like, you know.
Some weeks, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It makes you count your blessings, man. Count
Fuck.
those happy moments you have here. Because we got to hustle.
I'll tell you something, bro. Counting your blessings is really something you really gotta do. Because you really don't know when you're gonna go. Perfect example, that rapper.
Juice World, yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? How old was he? 21, 20,
Something.
22?
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
was
I love-
rich.
I
He was on a
love-
private jet.
Private jet. Came off, died. Before the Caesar.
I lost a cousin. So cousin was performing out there in Texas. Some random gun accident happened and lost his chance at his career just like that.
You gotta give that, bro. You gotta give thanks to this.
You gotta use every moment wisely, you know.
You gotta stay prayed up, I think.
I think
That's the key.
I was talking to Shorty about this and trying to think in the aspect of you gotta live every day like you're trying to leave your legacy, you know?
You gotta live every day like it's your last.
Yeah.
Like after this 24 hours right here, I'm not gonna be able to do nothing else. That's gonna be it.
Feel you.
Because if you don't,
You gotta do
then
your best.
you might go to sleep and that may be your last 24.
That's real. That's real talk. I mean, the young kids, you can't. Let's not be too scary for the youngins. You know, they just they can't. That's actually why the party promoting is important because that's where you kind of get a release sometimes for the week. I feel like when we used to party, it was kind of like always a release.
Yeah. Some people use parties, some people use church, some people use drugs.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody got their own
Yeah.
thing to help them unwind, you know.
But I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like partying is easier to get caught up into. Because I feel like we got into partying, it was just like the thing to do, you know.
Yeah.
It was time to start studying, you know. We just came out of high school, we just finished college, or we was in college, so it was just time to start studying, you know. Everyone else was doing it.
Shout out to the Floors, man. Shout out to Los Angeles. Man, Floors still doing
I feel
their
like
thing.
we could teach a lot of game from the club days, man.
I mean, I feel like that's all we do on this platform is spit game to people, you know, share the knowledge, you know, put them on, let them know what's up. I feel like that's why, bro, to be honest, the bigger this whole thing gets, the more it scares me, bro. Because I know there's a lot of people watching, bro. And the fact that, like, now it came from hundreds to thousands.
And it's a positive message, too. Like, you know, it's easy to grow with, like, negative news, I think. It's easy to get like a lot of people to watch you doing clown stuff, you know, acting a fool. But when it's like a straightforward learning type of experience,
You don't get a lot of support for that.
exactly. But the fact that we should be actually growing, that small crowd makes more noise than, you know, the crowd of fools, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather have 10 lions than 100 sheep.
But I think,
Said it best.
but I think the image, like the people are seeing, like even when I look back at some of the things I did, I'm like, wow, like this really is a miracle. Like, if you would have told me I was gonna be doing this five years ago, 10 years ago, even 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed
Coming
it.
from those days, man.
You know, like even sometimes you be telling me how you be telling other people about the stuff that we be doing. They be
And
like,
they be
how? They be like,
Every day, if I tell Shorty another story, she's just gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, these guys are you hoodlums!" Like, and you know, one of our friends from childhood, bro. Let me tell you, Fredens, one of our friends from childhood came on the show and was like, "I would have never thought, you know, you guys was gonna be so up after the party days, like girl." And he was like,
they
"Yeah."
dropping names,
He was
bro.
like, "Yeah." But nah, girl in his family though. Girl in his, he already said his own truth. He told the truth, you know, in the sense of like, I just want the people to know how real this is, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah, like we know these people. These people are family. Like if we stick together, a lot of people can't even stay with one person,
Bro.
we got like 50 of us that's still stuck together, you know, keeping it tight, trying to do positive stuff.
But I
That's how
think,
you know when it's real.
but I think success also pushes certain people away. Like I feel like even with success, it's not you that change the people around you. Like some people, they feel like you being around them make them feel uncomfortable about themselves.
It's the negative people, man, that's getting pushed away.
It's small-minded people, bro.
Yeah.
The thing is, at the end of the day, this is what I'll tell you. Whatever it is that I'm doing, if my brother is doing good, I'm happy for my brother. I'm gonna support my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that I'm doing, that don't have nothing to do with what you're doing. And that's where I feel like a lot of people go wrong at, because they trying to look at what you're doing
And compare it to themselves like a competition.
Exactly.
I hate that vibe. Like we keep that to sports, you know, playing ball or something, but you don't do that in real life.
Exactly.
I feel that way, like in a sense of, it's just the vibe of, you know, just trying to push positive energy, man. Like trying to push that, you know, kings raise kings type of thing. Like, you know, that stand tall, brother. You know, you're gonna make it, bro. Like just think smart. You know, we push that type of vibe since the days where, you know, going through work with headphones. It was like don't let them beat you too down. You're still doing your job. You could listen to some music, but
Like the sun always shine after the rain, bro.
I feel like it's raining out here. We about to start shining, man. That's the sun about to shine. 2020, woof. Got big moves, man. Big moves. You ready for that, Rick?
I don't know, bro.
Rick nervous.
It's like what we said the other day, man. You know, the more you got, the more problems you got, man.
Biggie said it best, man.
Yeah.
You know what's scary? Listening to those rappers back then, how they was spitting game in like a metaphoric way, like trying to like secret coding. These young kids can't even deal with something like
I
that.
don't understand it, bro.
I feel like the language is lost. Like they forgot that this was supposed to be about the message.
They too drugged up for all that. Like they just be high.
mumble rap.
They just trying to make the sounds. That and it's entertaining, but
They be drugged up, bro. Doped up. That's why half of them is dying, bro. Like half of these rappers, they're just catching seizures.
before they even 30, like they're not even, making it to 30 was like an accomplishment. You're still performing. These guys, I can't see none of them making it that far, like in the sense of their careers.
Yeah.
I feel like either they pass away or the career pass away.
They don't
Like,
have no substance. So
Yeah.
that's what happened. It's just like perfect example. What's his name? J. Cole.
Mm.
He had a single talking to I forgot what the rapper.
Was it?
21 Savage.
Nah, was it?
You talking about the track Middle Child? Or?
Yeah, Middle Child.
Yeah,
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean?
Middle Child. That
He went hard on that. And
I feel like he was talking to our generation too. Like he really is
everything
like
he
a.
said is facts, though.
I might have to play the track.
Everything he said make, like if you really
Play a
sit down
snippet of the track,
and
man.
you do that, like everything he said make it's facts. It's the truth, you know.
Damn. You.
When he tells you you moved out your mama house, I hope you make enough to buy your mama house.
I'm glad
That's
you.
all
I'm
facts.
glad you youngins came, man. I hope you learned the game.
You know what I mean? But like, it's real. It's real what he said, though, man.
We trying at least, bro. We trying. Now I think what separates us from other people is the fact that we got the dreams and then we make it happen. Like real talk, a couple weeks ago, Kimmel and I was in the basement just talking and meditating, and he was like, "What's the next step?" And I was like, "Yo, I think we gotta start talking to these politicians." And then we was like, and I was like,
I think
"Word."
I was in the car, bro, and I think
Yeah.
we both were about to go take care of our families and
Yeah,
to go pick
facts.
up the kids. And it's like that type of realness about it. Like we was really still being parents while still trying to get that message across of like, what's the next move, man? How are we gonna raise the game so these people could see that we're really trying to do something? And he was like, yeah, we gotta talk to the politics. And then next thing you know, next week he's taking pictures with the borough president.
You gotta make it happen.
And it's like, a lot of these youngins, talking about the flashy lifestyle, but it's like, what you doing with it though?
Yeah.
You're just wasting money. Like, you ain't getting assets. You're getting stuff that depreciate. Like,
Yeah. I stopped buying Balmain jeans and started buying suits.
and now we about to probably start buying our own name brand so we can push our own movement.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be supporting these people that don't even support our people. At least if y'all buy our stuff, y'all
That's a
know the
fact.
money come back to the hood.
I just like Gucci. Like Gucci put out a black face mask turtleneck, right? Then they sent Dapper Dan to make all the rappers chill out. Once all the rappers chill out, everybody else chilled out. Like, that's cool, it's cool, it's cool. And then now you see all the rappers again wearing Gucci.
Yeah. It's like it never happened, man. And that's the thing. It's like we live in a
Big
world.
puppets, man.
Exactly. That's
Sellouts.
exactly what it is. It's like
Puppets.
once something is not a hot topic anymore, we don't care for it no more.
Yeah.
You know?
If it's not being showed up on the gram over and over or something.
It's not bringing attention to me.
That's why I feel like they focus too much.
Shout
on
out
the
to Garnetta Alaran. She's tuning in from Belize, yo. We all the way in Belize right
Shout
now.
out, shout out.
gram. She respect the real. real respect the real. Ain't many of us. So those people thinking like I don't gotta watch this because you know whatever, but that means you're not real. You're not trying to hear real talk.
Yeah, but then some people be dead straight hating though. Like there do be people that
Those
straight
be-
hating.
And they
The
don't
thing
realize
is-
they hate themselves, man.
You wouldn't be where you at without them. You know what I mean? You need haters.
True.
Believe it or not, man.
I told him I hate Brian Dawkins, my favorite football player, man. He said it best.
I thought it was Ed Reed. What
Oh,
happened?
I got two. Alright, let me clarify. Ed Reed's my favorite. Brian Dawkins was the first safety I liked. And,
Okay,
you know,
so he decided.
Yeah, you know, Ed Reed kind of took his shine. I didn't want to say that on. But in the fact of he said his haters was his elevators, man. That's why sometimes I like seeing them retire. It's like I don't really watch it that much, but I'll say like I had to see my favorite players. And I'll say like hearing their speeches when they retired, it's like, yo, my haters was my elevators, man. It was like, you know, all the people who said I couldn't do it, they made me say, all right, I'm gonna go do it just for you.
Can't wait for Blunt to retire.
LeBron?
Oh, I seen.
I don't know how that would be, man. That
He
would
got the
be
most-
internet would crash.
I have never met or seen an athlete that has that much hate.
Mm.
I don't have ya. You got?
And
I
he
think-
hasn't done anything wrong.
That's my point.
Exactly.
That's my point.
He's
That's a
been
fact.
trying to be as
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
He's been with the whole. He's been with the same chick the whole entire time. You
don't
never
know
hear
stories.
about him cheating. Yup. All his kids, you know.
No getting arrested.
No D Wade. You know. You gotta respect
Let's
it.
not even talk about that. All his kids. This is boy.
Yeah.
This is the real word, man. We gotta give it to them raw, man.
Mm. Shout to Garnetta all the way coming from Belize. She said, I love the positivity. Y'all putting out a lot of she said the younger generation should tune in. That's a fact. They should tune in.
Yes. They,
It's because we're not acting like monkeys, you know. They want us. They want us to throw antics and be so make noise, you know. They want that.
Yeah.
They want to be entertained. but-
Shout to the baby. Like, you know, like that's
Yes.
like he raps, but he dances. He's real animated. And it's
Yeah.
like he's like that chubby kid in school who's always making jokes and dancing.
And that says it right there.
yeah.
They don't want you to be the serious kid in school. They want you to be the jokester.
class clown.
Yeah. I ain't trying to be the jokester. We got jokes. We can joke on all these people all day, but
Nobody like the smart kid.
Yeah, that's
You know what
true.
I'm saying?
and you have to think about that and realize that if everyone loving you, then I guess you got a lot of. I guess you were a clown.
That's the word class clown. you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Speaking of that, right? Puff Daddy had his 50th birthday.
Oh, I
50.
wanted to take a picture. And I saw it on the TV when I was at the gym. I was like, damn, I couldn't flip out my phone fast enough.
Yeah.
It was on Oprah show.
50, bro. He's 50 years old, and he invited Kanye,
See
and
that?
he did tell Jay-Z.
You don't know if he didn't tell Jay-Z.
But the meme said it, bro, and it looked true.
Homie look like this.
Yeah.
What he doing here, like?
And Kanye smiling that hard, like, yeah, I'm back.
It's alright, I'm just so happy to be this close.
I seen that. They was like, from the looks of it, looked like they didn't tell Jay Kanye was coming.
Yeah, it looked like it, bro.
It's true.
But like I said, he had that face, like, yeah, I'm back, like.
Well, it's true.
I don't even think Jay-Z was smiling in the pictures.
Nah, he
Nah,
wasn't.
he had that face like.
He looked tight, bro. He looked tight,
He
like.
had that J face on, bro. Like, what you doing?
He gonna have to spit about this. He gonna rap.
He gonna do it, bro. He's gonna do it.
You know, Jay-Z talk about his life, so I gotta
No lies in
respect
his
that.
verses. Kanye gonna talk about it because he can't keep his mouth shut.
Kanye about to drop the track tomorrow, bro. Like he can't take Diddy Day, so he gonna wait till tomorrow. Yeah, but I'm next to my big brother.
But he's back, bro, and he reinvented himself by using
That's
Christ.
full.
You know?
That's actually a message right there.
Yo, I was talking to my boy. My boy was like, yo, my same boy, a year or two ago, me and him was arguing. He was like, yo, bro, you only famous because you started preaching. And then he just
That's
got tight.
where the first hater comes.
And then I
in.
started laughing. And I was like, what? Because I didn't get it. He was like, yo, I've been had 5,000 friends on Facebook. I've been had 5,000 friends. You just got to 5,000 friends. I'm like, bro, that doesn't really matter in the real world.
That's
and
right.
then he was like, yo, bro, blah blah. He's like, I. And then he was like, yo. He had said some other stuff, and at the time, he thought that I was making money off of church, which wasn't true. The fact of the matter is, bro, like I said, I was working Lowe's full time while going to school full time, and I graduated from school. I got decent jobs. I started moving up. I
Doing it
started
the
doing
proper way.
other things, and I had side hustles, bro. I was never lazy, and I always knew people. So if there was money to be made, then we were good. So like I was like, yo, bro, don't get mad at me because you wasn't ever on your hustle. Like this is not my hustle. This is my giving back. Like I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Like, and my mom was saying, she said like the more God give you, the more you gotta give others. And I'm like this is me giving back. Like if you feel like I'm stunting, like I'm not stunting because I'm doing it on my own power. It's God and everybody else around me that supports me. Like that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like
That's how you raise the game.
Comes back tenfold, man.
Because you take what you give and you give it back to others so they can raise their game.
And I'm happy you was there to witness this real life miracle. Like
I feel you.
Me and him went to the laundromat. I mean
And
the
cleaner.
dry cleaners in Canarsie. And I'm like, yo, I've been dealing with him since I was like 20 years old. The guy that owns the cleaners, and he be like, yo, people go come and they drop their clothes and they never pick it up. They're like, oh, give it to charity because they don't got money to come pick it up. So he like, just like give it to charity. So he was like, yo, and I was like, yo, I own a charity. He's like, for real? I'm like, yeah. I show him the paperwork. He's like, yo. He's like, okay. Since you my brother, I know you for a long time. I give it to you.
You
I
see
said,
that?
alright,
That's
cool.
just growing up with somebody and keeping a good connection with them.
That's what it is, bro.
So like me and him pulled up and we just kept going close like, yo, there's more. I'm gonna let you tell it, bro, because he was downstairs.
2 big containers, I had to pardon my language, 2 big containers full of like bags and bags of clothes. And then you know what was the worst part about it? After doing all that work, free work mind you, because this is a non-for-profit, free work just to help our people out, you know, our people, raise everyone else. And that's the aspect of it. They keep thinking this is like, we're just being show-offs or nothing. Like, nah, we got a good heart.
And if more people was working, because it was just me and him that went and picked up the
The
clothes.
guy gave us extra clothes.
Yeah.
After the 2 containers, he had more clothes in the back, and we reached the point where we was like, "Dang, bro, we're tired." Like,
And then he was like, just take all of it. Just take all of it.
See that right there? That's another connection.
I'm going to tell you what's crazy. That's just one of his stores.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So next year, y'all do that, you already know, boom.
and now we gotta work. We could get another place to help us out.
Exactly. That's what I was telling him. Like, start printing out pamphlets and flyers and bringing them to local businesses. Like, yo, here's what we doing. If you want to help. If not, then
I'm
it's
trying to
cool.
get a connection with Peppers, man. Holla at us.
Yeah, man.
I support the
How
culture.
you let the Asian man help us first? Like, bro, if we say names, because, bro, you doing your thing, we doing our thing. It's cool, bro. Like, I hit you up.
They got a hidden beef going on. You know?
Yeah, I hit this dude up on IG, bro. This nigga don't answer, bro. And I'm like, what? You think you better than me? Like, and I was just like, all right, cool. I pull up in Peppers to show respect. And I look at him, he look at me, and I know he know who I am. He turned around, he went downstairs.
I give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you don't recognize him, man.
Was the restaurant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the manager there.
I like Peppers.
I like
It's cool, bro. It's cool.
I love Peppers. Since the Flatbush days, then
Bro.
it made it to Utica.
Bro.
Now it's in Canarsie, bro.
Bro.
That's
Yeah.
the one he went to. This
Yeah,
one
on
in
Flatlands.
I thought you was talking about the one about.
No, I'm talking about doing it
Canarsie. They
flat.
moved
Bro.
to Canarsie
Yeah, the
now.
one in Canarsie, bro.
Papa, what's his name? The guy with the song. Is it Papa Roach?
I don't even know, bro.
Nah, what's that guy?
Beanie Man? No, it wasn't
The
Beanie
guy
Man.
who was just in Miami, Pop Smoke. There you go.
Yeah.
Pop Smoke. He did his video out in front of Peppers.
Word, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and his music. That's why it kind of made him blow up in Canarsie because everyone saw the Peppers. They was like,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And they was like, oh, he really doing it. He really in front of Peppers right now. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, Peppers is the growing spot, man. Even at the party from Trees party right there.
Yeah.
On Saturday, I'm talking to this girl in there, and I'm like, damn, I could do for some peppers. I just said it out loud, and she's like, yeah, peppers would hit right now. Like, and this is just a stranger. Like,
Nah, but real talk, bro. He's doing his thing, and I respect it, bro. And that's not the thing. I feel like, why can't kings build? But like somebody said that
kings raise kings, man.
the mutual man should have set up that meeting, which was true.
Mm-hmm.
I can't argue with that. But at the same time,
How
I
you
feel
feel
like
about that? If you see another king, do you feel like you can't just talk to him?
Well, let me tell you something. It's only our people that do that. If you really want to be honest with each other.
You're right.
Because if you looking at it, every race look out for their own.
I'm thinking about it now. Jews could walk into a restaurant and see another Jew and just talk.
They don't even know each other from a hole in the wall.
and they all do business together.
All because he got this, and like
They recognize
each other, bro. You get what I'm saying? Same thing with an Asian person. Same thing with an Italian person. They all they don't got a. It's like an invisible code that they got. You feel me? Like
You're right.
They look out for each other.
Universal love, man.
You feel me?
Like,
They look out for each other.
that's
It's
what I want us
versus
to
them.
have,
We
man.
don't do that. Us.
Well, they said talk up.
We see like a black man, right? He doing good. Instead of looking at him like,
Yeah.
alright, I'm gonna help my brother get to the next level. I'm like thinking of way like how I'm gonna tear this guy down so I can get to his position.
Yeah. It's always a competition,
You know,
man.
how I'm gonna get him out the way.
It's always, I'm trying to get first place.
Exactly. It's not
Ain't
really,
no first place, man. When you kings, like, we all equal, man.
And think about it. If you really support him, he gonna get to a better situation. Then he could turn around and he could help you get to a better situation.
This is the real word,
And that's
man.
the thing, you feel me?
This is
They
the
don't
real word.
think like that. They don't. It's like, what's the expression they use? Crab in a barrel.
Oh, that crap. The crabs in the barrel movement
You know
is
what I'm saying?
definitely that type
It's
of
like
movement,
crab in a
man.
barrel.
The crabs in the barrel movement been around since,
Ages.
and it's been the game they say we've been stuck in. They even rapped about it.
It's true though, bro.
They even rapped about it.
It's true.
I feel like we have to spit knowledge, but it's like it's got to be coded in a way they can hear it.
Facts. But a lot of people don't know that language to even speak it, though. I feel like a lot of people are lost. That's why I say a lot of people is not woke, bro. Like
That
most
reminds me
people
of that,
sleep.
that battle rapper. What's his name? He was like, your pops wasn't no gangster. He was just another lost, loaded lux.
Yeah, grown man boss.
That was grown man boss. And you know, when he was spitting it to him, it was like rugged. Like it was kind of like
He was talking to him
like he was like, I'm not even gonna diss you right now. I'm just gonna tell you because you my son. Like
You gonna get this work. You gonna get this.
and the work wasn't even physical. It was mental. Like let me wake you up. Like
that's the worst type, bro. That's with the physical. If you would have beat him up, he would have hill. You know.
he could have blamed it on physical features. Now it's like you can't escape your mind, bro.
It's like you in jail.
And I think that's the most powerful thing. That's why it's called the real word. I feel like people started to listen when we started talking more. I feel like that's what it was.
And it's because they finally got somebody they wanted to listen to.
And it's let me tell you something. It's not even that. It's more so like if you're putting out the truth, man.
More to the mic.
If you're putting out the truth, people's gonna listen to you. Like the haters or whatever it is, they listen too. That's why they hating.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they wasn't listening, then there would have been
they
wouldn't
hate.
know what
Yeah.
you're doing for them to even hate on.
You're
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So they paying attention too. So
It's our turn to
just do what you do, man.
facts.
That's it.
Facts. That's why all of this is happening, man. Like that's why we getting together. We realizing that we got a treasure that a lot of these young kids don't have, which is like we could live our truth. Like
I feel like we got friendship too in the bond.
exactly, like our truth is worth living because it's like all these other stories sound miserable.
Yeah. Like I was thinking about the other day, like my homeboy Holland, like I know him since 10 years old. Like that's 21 years. Like I've known him
21
for-
years.
Yeah.
Now, I
Even you,
think-
I think I've known you for what, like 15 or something, like
Probably-
you too, or something like that.
I know I met you through AJ, and that's another relationship that I've had for like 17 plus years. So yeah,
Yeah.
and we watching each other grow, and it's like I feel like I'm not gonna lie, more than ever, it feels like we're about to get back together and make something big happen.
Yeah, facts.
I don't know why. It just feels like we know we could each play a part,
Yeah.
and once we grow together, everything grows faster. You know.
But you gotta look at it this way. Life developed us, you know, like jobs developed us, school developed us, religion, culture, atmosphere.
Life.
And a lot of us, like, we shared life experiences together. You
Yeah.
understand?
We should get.
Down to going to the city on the weekends. When the visas was lit. Oh man.
Yeah.
See, I don't think I ever got to party with you, man.
I came out like one time. that weekend wasn't a good weekend.
It wasn't a good weekend, or it was a good weekend, but it was like, you know, it went kind of far.
Not really, cause that day we didn't really party that day, bro. I forgot what happened, cause
I think we got there late or something.
I don't know, man. We were in
No.
like 2 different spots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Those are times you were supposed to come to the New Year's party.
Bro.
But you ain't make it to that one.
Bro, it's a crazy situation with that, man.
Yeah.
Yo, it's so crazy. 'Cause they tell you that everything happened for a reason. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I still don't know what's the reason that
Probably to
happened.
tell this story right here, bro.
But bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm supposed to go link up with him this New Year's Eve. What club we was going to?
We was going to Gravity, I think. Gravity.
Gravity
It
was.
was lit, bro.
Lit.
It was lit. Line
They
around
don't
the
make
corner,
clubs
bro.
like Gravity, no. Well, I'm not even gonna say that. You know, my guy Treese has been doing his thing. His party last time was like Gravity days, man.
I gotta pull out then.
You gotta pull out, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Friday right now. He got another Caribbean party. He plays some hip hop in there, but what's it called? 54 North 11th Street over there by Williamsburg, right by the bridge. Nice view outside. I ain't
you
gonna.
promoting, bro. You better cut that check.
Nah, man. You know when it's just kings promoting kings, man. That's all.
That's what we talking about.
Facts, man. It's just kings promoting kings, and it's not like I'm promoting something bad.
Mm.
You know, I'm telling you, like, this is legit. He's certified. Like, it's
No, that's a good thing. It's a good
he's
thing.
certified. Like, I went there myself. I got my eye proof on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a video.
Same thing with Jeremiah the prophet. Like he had to come and see if it's real himself. Is all these black guys in Brooklyn really doing all this? Like,
Yeah.
I gotta come and see it.
You got to do it, bro, because it's not a lot of people doing it.
And there's a lot of people frauding.
You
That
know,
too.
That's actually most of the internet.
While I was doing it for real, I reached out to a couple people that looked like they doing their thing and they was frauding. Like nowhere to be
It was just
seen.
all talk.
Nowhere to be seen, bro. I be pulling up on those like hood celebrities, like you know,
Instagram
yeah. I be
models
like, yo,
and
what's
stuff
up? Like
that.
I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Even like local like club people or like dancer girls, you know, local people. I'm like, yo, come through. Like you have a little following, pop out.
Mhm.
I already got the stuff. All you gotta do is show up.
That's it, just
And they don't even
presence.
be answering. And then Gabby writing on Instagram, oh, I want to do something for this, I want to do something for that. The funniest thing I seen the other day was this dude, he was claiming he had 200 turkeys. And I hit him up for the turkey drive. I was like, yo, let's do a turkey drive together. This my 3rd turkey drive. And I'm going to have my assistant reach
You have to
out
stamp him as fake.
or this and that. I said, okay, cool. So I was like, yo, what's up? How you going to raise the turkeys? How much you got for the turkeys so far? Because I know the math. I've been doing this.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I'm going to check with my assistant. I said, okay, cool. I seen this dude, you know those little Lexus mid-size cars like the RX.
Yeah.
This dude told me he had 200 turkeys in that. I'm like, how you have 200 turkeys in that?
No, all right.
If I have a U-Haul and I got 135,
Man, I can't even fit no more than that.
bro. And last year I did 200. I had to get a bigger U-Haul, bro. So to me, I was like,
The math ain't adding up there, man. We don't believe you. You need more people.
Like
What?
small, man.
There's no-
It's a whole family, bro.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
so I was like,
Some people be frauding it,
I
man.
was like, that's
Because
crazy.
they entertainers, man. That's why you can't really give your money to the entertainers, you know.
And that's why it's hard for people that's really doing it. Because now, let's say like people like this dude that you're talking about, he actually had people go out and donate to his cause or whatever.
Thinking that he was going to get 200
You know what I'm
turkeys.
saying? And now, they see you coming out next year, they're like, oh, this guy probably just trying to do what this guy did to me last year.
Yeah, now they lost faith in the
And
movement.
that's why it's hard, bro, because people doing that, you know.
That's why we try to say, like, look at it. Instagram ain't about stunting for us. It's more about showing you that it's really happening.
But some people, I feel like when people say don't share your story, don't show your pictures, don't show your videos, I feel like that's hating because I feel like that's stunting my growth. And Jeremiah the prophet said the realest thing to me the other day. He said, yeah, I could think beautiful thoughts all day. I could think the most intellectual, most profound thought every day in my mind. But if it never comes out of my mouth and it never falls upon someone's ear, will anyone hear it?
It will never come true in a sense of it will never be possible.
So it's like it never even happened.
That's just like saying if a tree falls in a forest and nobody's dead, it didn't really fall.
And that's been a hidden message for a while.
That's the truth.
That's been a hidden message for a while.
Truth, man. You know?
I feel like there's been a lot of like hidden messages that, as you get older, it just hits you harder and harder.
Bro, this life, man. Like, what I come to see is a lot of parables that I grew up on my parents saying,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I found, and I used to think like they used to be stupid. Like, yo, why this dude always saying that? What, yo?
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself saying that to my son. I found myself saying that to my, you know what I'm saying? Like, I found myself in the same exact situation that my parents was telling me, hey,
I listen to my parents. You
And I
should
used to
listen
be
to
like,
your parents.
and I used to be like, man, whatever, you just talking.
Yeah.
And I see my son looking at me.
And it's like you're doing the same thing now. You're like,
I know he probably thinking like,
there's rules, man. Like you kind of gotta teach them rules.
But it's like this: a wise man can play dumb, but a dumb man can't play wise.
That's facts.
When we was kids, we was trying to think like we knew everything, but we didn't even have that time under our belt to even say all that.
We ain't know nothing, bro. Like half of the stuff that we know now, man. If we went back 12 years, 15 years,
The game, we would have been different.
like
Different.
half of the stuff, like, and even with education, man, like a big thing that I have with this whole school system, bro. I don't think like they get kids ready.
No.
For the real world.
Nah.
Like,
They
don't.
only get you ready to be a worker.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say that, man.
Well, not even that good of
a lot
a job with that. You're right.
A lot of people freaking graduate and they can't hold it down the job, man. You know, like they don't give you the proper skills for you to succeed in life, man. They teach you a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff that the minute you graduate.
I think the problem is like our culture don't have a way to I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Our culture don't have an interest other than, music, basketball.
You have to crack the code, bro. It's like what J. Cole said. He said, I'm going to smash your daughters. I'm going to pass your classes. I'm going to graduate from your schools. I'm going to beat you at your own game. And that's really what you got to do. Today, I reached the welfare office at 10:30. I went with a client, right? Because he doesn't have money to pay for himself to move into an apartment, like, first month's rent, security. So he has to go to the government to get a one-shot deal from them to get assistance. So I spent the whole day in welfare. And I sat back and I watched everybody. I seen that it was mostly single mothers. The single mothers was clicking up like, okay, your baby father's not in your life. My baby father's not in my life. Please, and let us hang out. And you see the Jews with the Jews. You see the like fat moms with the fat moms. You see, we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna go back to that. Yeah. Everybody's clicked up. So I spoke to my client. I was like, yo, this reminds me of the Rikers Island bus when I used to have friends locked up. I used to go see them. It was just like this.
Real life.
And I was like, wow. And I was sitting back, and these people mad and they yelling like, yo, they got us sitting out here all day, blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at it like, you upset that you want something. It's like you asking for a handout and you upset that it's not coming to you fast enough.
Spoiled.
But they want to manipulate to the point where they make you sit all day and beg, like literally sit all day. Like
make you desperate.
I left there. I got there at 10:30, bro. I left there at 5:20.
That's a whole shift,
bro. The whole day I was there, and then there was a lady with 2 kids who was there even longer because she had to wait to get Metro cards to get home.
Punishment, man.
So she had to wait till everyone left. And I'm like, damn, this is what life has come to. And the people in there, they're talking, they're going back and forth with each other. And this lady was like, college is not all that good. You don't need college. And then somebody joins and was like, yeah, you're right. You don't need college. And his kid was like, yeah, you know, you can always get a trade and do this and that, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, because I didn't go to college and look at me. Now, and I'm talking to the guy, and then that next to me, and I'm like, so what you think? He's like, yo, I didn't go to college, but I did a couple jobs, blah, blah. I always had a job, this and that. And I said, so what's the highest level of education you got? He said, an 11th grade education. I said, did you ever get your GED? He said, I was 4 points away from passing. I said, wow. I said, so do you think if you passed a year, life would have been any different? Hell yeah, my life would have been different. My life would have been way better. And I'm like, exactly. But here's these people in the welfare office promoting not going to college to get a trade. That's fine. A lot of people will say you don't got to go to college, you got to get a trade. How much people you know actually get a trade and make a living off that trade? Yes, there's some people that do, but there's a lot of people that don't, because the trades that they have, people are not really interested in them. They have mathematical coding. I think you did that at one time, right? And then there's welding, where you gotta go in the water, you gotta burn stuff together. They have a lot. They have a lot electrical engineering, a couple of things. Some people like they like that. Like, you know, if you
There's a lot of stuff.
yeah, if you're a mechanic, you'll go to TCI and you get a job as a mechanic. But there's some people like hood dudes. They think they just gonna pull up in there, they're gonna get the trade and not work. Like, no, it's not like that.
They don't even know what the trade they want. They just go in there.
No
and get a trade.
direction.
And the thing, and the difference between like getting a trade in college, because like you go to school trying to figure out what it is that you know.
I find that's actually the worst thing to do. Well, not the worst, but it's a waste of money in the aspect of if you don't know what you want to do.
Figure it out first. That's what I would say.
That'll be the best advice.
Because them student loans ain't no jokes, man.
They ain't. That's why I'm like, they should definitely be. And I feel like in our culture, we don't have a lot of direction because we don't got a lot of good history, man.
We don't, and that's where the problem comes in. Because a lot of it is like the blind leading the blind. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people who we look up to,
So we just
as,
walking around in freaking circles.
you know what I'm saying? and it's not even that.
No role models, like J. Cole said.
A lot of them.
J. Cole had to come on the show.
It's not even that facts.
You're gonna have
It's
to come
not
on the
even
show.
that, like, you don't got the person there. It's just that a lot of time you got the person there to be the role model figure for you, but then they never experienced, they never went through that experience for them to become a role model for you. So it's like you got the body there, but they ain't got the experience to help you out with whatever it is that you need them to help you.
I remember, my fault, finish.
No, that's it.
Okay. I remember one time, me and this dude, we was beefing, right? And the dude was like, yo, you only doing good in life because you got a father. That's what the dude told me.
It ain't even.
And then-
it ain't even a lie in the sense of, it does raise your game, bro.
But here's the thing, at that time, I kind of felt offended. But then when I really thought about it, I'm like, yo, this dude gave me a compliment and he really didn't even know. And as I got older and I started, and my father started to see me as a man, I could say. You understand? Like, not as his little boy. And then we was able to put out
equal
egos
respect.
and we was able to put our egos aside and actually have
That's
real
what being
conversation.
kings is about, putting the ego
Yeah.
aside, man.
And then one day I was talking to him because, him and my mother was going back and forth. And he was like, yo, your mother, like, she's able to live like this and able to complain somewhere like this because of all the hard work I've done. And then he was like, I didn't only do it for her. I did it for 4 children. And I made sure all of them stayed in school and at least they could do something with themselves. And he was like, I want you to...
Yeah.
Raising his castle, man.
Yeah. He was like, I'm going to tell you
That's what you're
something.
doing now, Fredens.
He was like...
Raising the castle.
He was like, I'm gonna tell you something that I never want you to forget. He said, don't let no one play with your wife, don't let no one play with you, and don't let no one play with your kids. He was like, man are evil creatures, and if they play with you, you have to do what you gotta do, because that's what makes you a man. And I was never expecting him to say something like that to me
That's
the
a
way he said
real
He done that.
And you know what
Like
happened?
experiments.
And here's what happened. You remember the other day I told you a story. I was in a situation. I was in like a boardroom discussion at church with some guy, and he keeps playing
the elderly guy.
Yeah, he
wanted to be an elder.
He keeps kissing behind, and I'm looking at him and I'm like,
You see
and
him
I'm like,
play.
and then it's to the point where he's trying to come at me crazy. So when I did the turkey drive, who's online to get the turkey? It's him. He was like, oh, can I get a turkey? I'm like, yo, I don't have no more. The rest is for the community. He was like, oh, so you really not gonna give me a turkey? I'm like, the rest is for the community. I'm sure you could go get your own turkey.
But the thing is, he could afford a turkey.
Exactly.
Of course he could afford
But
a turkey.
he don't want to go buy it because he want a free one.
He want a free one. And
He
he's
didn't even
upset
do
that I
no
don't
work
give
for
him.
it. He didn't do
And
nothing for the
After
drive.
openly campaigning against me.
After dissing the program, you gonna take from the program?
Well, not
You don't
you,
even-
bro. You don't get a turkey.
And then so the next meeting I go and I sit right next to him, and then he's like, oh, you see, you really don't like me. You didn't give me a turkey. And I was like, listen, I don't buy face. And I don't kiss ass. I said, I know who my father is and I know who my grandfather is. I fear no man, so don't play with me.
That's how you gotta do it, bro.
Shit.
Because, yo, it's only one thing, man. Respect is everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that one with me. Don't play with me.
Yeah. But I felt sorry for him afterwards because all the other
Men are
people,
evil creatures.
all the other people that was in the room that he was capping for, they left him by himself. No one said nothing in his defense. No one said anything.
Because they don't support that, man. I gotta say, the church community is a real community.
It is.
It's a big community.
Yeah.
And you could see the difference between who. Some people stand from the pulpit and they preach. Some people, they go to the people and they win the people, then they talk afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You was there. The people was surrounding. And I'm pretty sure the person that they put in charge feels some kind of way because of the influence I have on the people.
And that's when, instead of him like being proud and trying to help raise, because I feel like everyone got a platform or a time or a turn, you know. Everyone takes a turn in leading the people.
Because he wasn't standing
You
next to
can't
me.
be selfish and think you're going to lead the people forever. You got to be okay with some, the young kids or the young kings getting a turn. And I feel like a lot of older heads don't be ready to give
There
that
be a
up.
lot of dictatorships in churches, bro.
Yeah. It's kind of like you got to fight them for it. And it's like, nah, you should respect game. Like, you see what I'm doing. It's a good cause.
Real
Support.
talk, bro. I'm going to tell you guys a hypothetical story. If you think it's real, then you think it's real. I seen a situation where it was a group of old guys, right? And the young guys was coming up to become the group of the older guys. I guess you could say the elders to run the situation.
Mhm.
So they all came up for a vote. Which elders were going to stay, which elders were going to go. There was the old elder. He's old to the point where he's very sick. He barely comes around. He doesn't help with anything, and he's over pretentious to the point where I'll come back to that later. So we said if he doesn't really come around and he's sick, how is he a leader of the church when he's barely there?
You
And he's
can't
not in
lead.
good health.
Leaders
He
lead
can't
by
be-
leading.
He can't lead. So he got dropped. The meeting, then the next elder was up. This elder was openly caught. He was accused of fornication and adultery by his wife. So then this was public to the whole entire church, and he was up for vote. And he said, I know you guys are going to vote me out. So what do? The chairman stops the vote. He said, let's reschedule for next week. Next week comes, somebody goes, oh, manifest destiny. God came to me in my dreams, and God told me that we should keep all the elders. No elders should go, and all the elders should stay the same because all the elders are good. Then the other guy, no turkey man, he says, yes, that sounds great. That sounds like a great idea. That sounds like a great
Trying
idea.
to hold that title.
Another guy next to him,
They don't be ready to give it up.
with white hair, he starts to talk, and she goes, oh, if white hair talks, then everyone must listen to white hair because he has white hair, he has knowledge, we should listen to
So
him.
let me ask you this, right?
So let me finish real quick, sorry, because I don't want to lose the thought.
Right here.
All the vote goes that all the elders should stay the same, right? So the vote, there's 15 people in the room, right? One person leaves the room, so now it's 14. We vote to keep all the elders the same or to change all the elders. The vote goes 7-7. The girl that leaves the room, someone is set to go.
Decide and vote.
Exactly. Someone has to go and send her. So when someone goes and get her, by the time they come back, they said they already voted. The chairman makes the vote to keep all the elders the same. So why doesn't the girl's vote count? The girl left the room. We don't know what was said to her, so she can't vote anymore.
They're trying to say that she could be poisoned or whatever by leaving the room. She could have been tainted to sway one way on the vote.
Nah, this is my thing, right?
Politics.
This is what
Politrick.
This is what I want to say, right? You said somebody had a reminiscence that
White hair. That was
they said that keep everything.
One person had that dream, and then 2 other people say, "Yeah, I had the same dream. I didn't want to say it out loud, but since you said it, I had that dream too."
Now, what if somebody come by and say they had a dream to keep it to change everything up?
No one wanted to come and say that because the people that was telling the truth, they did not want to lie on God like the people who was lying.
It's crazy.
Politics as usual.
Politics.
Politics as usual. Damn.
And the greatest weapon is God. But with that said, we can close out the show. We thank you all for watching. Shout out to everybody that's been watching. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting The Real Word. Shout out to everybody that's following us on Instagram at The Real Word Ministry. Shout out to everybody that subscribe to the YouTube. The Real Word TV on YouTube. That's one word. The Real Word TV on YouTube. Visit our website, www.therealwordministries, Inc. That's therealwordinc.org. Also, check us out on SoundCloud at The Real Word TV, and on Apple Podcasts, The Real Word Podcast. Thank you for watching. Shout out to all of you. We close out with a prayer. Sam, you want to pray for them?
Alright. Put me on the spot. But I ain't nervous, but I ain't never prayed in front of the camera before, you know.
That was a quick one for you as you caught him slipping.
He thought I was gonna be like, yeah.
I'm like, yo, you the guest, you know, I'm like, he gonna want to do this, you know, like, he just did the slide too. It was that smooth. He's like,
shit, bro. You gotta look out.
it was just so smooth. Like, I got you, man. I got you.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
Dear Lord, man in the sky, I want to say thank you for this episode, giving us another day. I want to say that it's just crazy, this magical work you're doing where we can't connect the dots unless we look back at it and realize that this was all for a reason that you gave us. We're going to accept this challenge of, you know, kings raising kings, kings raising queens, queens raising kings, you know, treat each other like royalty and have an equal respect without the ego, lack of competition, you know. We're going to push each other, but not compete with each other. And with that being said, give us more blessing and more time, dear Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you for watching, people. Good night and God bless.